Hello. Y'all, we haven't done this in a minute. Um, life and whatnot. I feel like I have not been on live in a while. So hello and welcome. Wait for some people to hop on. Um, I'm Brandy. It's really, really great to be here. I'm super excited to have you guys here. I'm looking down because I am trying to get comments on my phone. So give me a second. How are you guys doing? Say hi in the comments. If you're on Facebook, you got to go into the post and say like yes, like you can see my name on StreamYards. That way I can see who you are and say hi. But go ahead and put in the comments, please. Let me know who's here. So it's Friday. I'm very excited to be here. Like I said, it's been a minute. What's going on? Bought a house, as a lot of you know. So I am in the house. I'm also really out of breath because the house has stairs and I went up the stairs to come and sit here. And every time I go up and down, well, I guess just up the stairs, I actually get like really winded, which is sad for me. Um, so that's happening. It's not good. Um, all right, let me see if I can get comments up on my phone without also getting sound up on my phone. What's going on with you guys? Tell me what's happening in the comments. Very exciting. Okay. So I thought we would do kind of a little year in review today as 2020 comes to a close and talk about kind of like what happened, style and fit and trends and that sort of thing in 2020, and then also talk about how to set yourself up for success next year. First of all, thank you to those of you who wished me luck and helped me to pick out earrings for the speaking engagement that I had last week with Amy Porterfield and her group at the Entrepreneur Experience. It was a blast. I had a really good time. I had, I think, about 6 minutes of fame or something like that. And it went really well. So just thank you all so much for your well wishes and for helping me get the earring choice nailed down. I love that we can be in community for that. So the other thing I would say is, let me try and put this in the comments. If you haven't checked out the holiday or the what I'm calling the ultimate holiday gift guide or the ultimate gift guide, I know as of now, it probably very much is like, listen, like that tracking number is in the Lord's hands. Like, let it go, sis. But I still think that the gift guide is fun just for you to check out and get yourself something. Just saying, there's some goodies in there. So check that out if you haven't already. Let me know what you think. Okay, so year in review. I have three major things I want to talk through. So one that I think was pretty big was, I mean, this year just looked crazy. Like, let's just call it what it is. But like how that had an impact on us with our style. And so one of the first things was just acknowledging that I think we've all kind of maybe gone through these different like phases or stages with our style in living through a global pandemic. So I know for me, like when things like first started to go down, I was like, listen, sweats all day, like I don't have to be anywhere, like no makeup. I'm just like, I am living my best pandemic life. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not seeing anybody. And like, I am just going to chill. And then after maybe like, 3 or 4 weeks of that, it started to feel sad. Like it wasn't, I didn't love the loungewear anymore. It was just like, oh, this is what we're doing again, huh? So I think as a result of that, I then actually started like dressing up a little bit more, just on tops, right? All the zooming. But I started doing Friday, I called them festive Fridays. And I would like do my like put on makeup or do whatever, or put on like a cuter top, on Fridays is just a way to be like, yep, I'm here. I'm a real person. Like I still know how to like put myself together in a way that feels really good. And then I think from there, the evolution of like pretty much like comfy on the bottom at all times. Um, but even that, like I wanted things to be cuter. So I started to buy like pull on pants, but in like a plaid or a leopard print, or, and then having the different silhouettes, pardon me, of pants that we have that were trending this year. Like that was really helpful. Like not everything's a skinny jean or a legging. And so that also helped me to just feel a little bit of diversity and like getting dressed and feeling like a person. Also, squirrel moment, but what do you guys think of the backdrop, the background? I kind of had to like put it together pretty quickly for the event last week. Do you hear that I'm still out of breath? Like, y'all, gotta work on some aerobic capacity over here. So okay, so that was the background. I mean, I think it looks decent. We'll see. So the second major thing was these pant silhouettes. So as I just about like we started to see more than skinnies and more than leggings. So wide leg pants are super big right now. I think wide leg pants are tricky for the majority of us to pull off. So I'm not saying go out and get some, but like for those of you who know that like you can pull off a wide leg pant and that's your jam, that's typically going to be for those of us who are taller. Because when you have a really wide leg, what ends up happening is that you need to have some separation between like your top half and your bottom half for the width of the leg to make sense and not kind of like swallow you up or make it seem like all of you is this one wide leg, if that makes sense. Hey Kiana, good to see you. The background looks good, thank you, appreciate it. I mean, I'm working, it's a little hazy. Nope, y'all, the mirroring every single time. This situation up here looks a little like, I don't know, hazy to me, but we're going to roll with it. So wide leg pants, who they're for, who they're not for. They're not for most of you or me. So I'm just going to put that out there. Just keep it moving. If you are on the more petite side and you want to try them out, you want to look for the ones that are actually a little bit more straight up and down. So don't go for the super wide leg ones that look like triangles. You want them to be more like stovepipe. The reason for that is if you can find a more straight up and down silhouette, it's going to elongate you or keep you a little bit more elongated. So if you're on the more petite side and you want to try that out, that's where I would go. If you're doing a wide leg this way and you don't have a lot of height real estate, it's going to make all of you look more squat because the eye is drawn wide at the bottom. And that's always going to put the visual weight there and make you look a little bit more squat, which, hey, if that's what you're going for, do that. It's not what most people go for, so that's why I give that advice. So we have wide legs, we have more straight leg pants. What I love about the new straight leg used to be very difficult to pull off as well because it was straight all the way down, kind of in the same proportions. Now we have kind of what I would call more of like a slim straight leg. In menswear, they've been doing that forever. We're just now getting it in women's wear. But a slim straight leg is flattering on a lot of people because you get the slimness, which for a lot of folks is actually very flattering, but with that straighter silhouette kind of around the ankle. So that can be very elongating. Most of them are in cropped silhouettes. So like, just know that. I've talked before in here about like how you know where something should be cropped. It's really finding your own ankle bone and usually going an inch up or an inch down tells you like the zones of where pants should be. So an inch up is going to be where your crop should end. An inch down is where you would go for like a more full length pant. But really loving those. I've got a pair from Target that I linked in my Instagram at one point, and with like a shoppable link. And those are pull on, drawstring, straight leg, and they're in like a brown plaid print. And I also got them in like a solid kind of like olive color. And I love it because it's just as easy as putting on leggings, but they look like pants. And so in this time where like I'm actually looking forward to feeling like I have on real clothes, but like I still need to be as comfortable as possible since I am literally just sitting in a chair all day on Zoom with like back-to-back meetings. I appreciate that like I can get the comfort, but still feel like I put on an outfit. And that's something where at the beginning of this pandemic, I didn't know that was going to matter to me. Like I said, I was very much like all on just like, hey, whatever, we can all just like roll around in our pajamas right now. And that started to wear on me. And so it's not a judgment thing of like, hey, if you are in your pajamas right now, girl, I don't care. Do what you need to do. But I think it's more of just like checking and understanding like what for you, what feels right. And I just like it evolved for me over time where putting on something cute felt better to me than not. So I think just kind of know that. The third theme I want to talk about related is to dress or not to dress. And so related, I mean, I think there was a lot of like, hey, like we don't have to put on real clothes. But I also heard from some of you that like putting on a woven blouse. So think about a blouse being like, it doesn't have to be like a button down, but something you might get at like Nordstrom or Taylor, it's like a poly blend, or it looks a little bit dressier. Woven meaning it's not stretchy. A lot of you were saying like you didn't feel like you were like able to kind of like present yourselves or like be at work or feel like you got dressed, hang out in that loungewear all the time. And so having more structured pieces for some folks actually made them feel better and like felt better for their mental health. And so again, it's not about like there's a right or a wrong. I think it's about checking in with yourself and figuring out like what do you need? What do you need to feel good? And so as we think about going into 2021, I can do a trend video if folks are interested in that. We're still seeing a lot of diagonal ruffles being placed on sleeves specifically. Sometimes they come into the body. So would be happy to talk about that, of like who they're for, who they're probably not for. If that's something that interests you, like let me know in the comments, or do you give me a hashtag replay in the comments if you're watching this on the replay so I can go back and find you. But I think, the thing for me is like nothing is magically going to change on 1/1/21. And I think that like because 2020 has been like so hellacious for so many reasons, we're all like, yeah, like can't wait for this year to be over, which like I don't disagree, but I also don't think we're going to like wake up on like January 1st and be like, "Oh, everything looks different." Like it's kind of going to be the same. I think we are moving from like a like social perspective, and like a human rights perspective. I think we're like moving in like a better direction, like don't get me wrong, but I think we are still living in a global pandemic. Like vaccines, yes, 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 all of that, but like is it going to be a good little while that we're still like figuring out like how to get dressed at home and like where we go and if we should go and like navigating all that? Like also yes. So I think like proactively think about what you need to feel good about your body and about your style in 2021. So, what I would suggest is like find 3 pictures from this year or 3 outfits that you've worn that you loved wearing, felt good in them, lived your best life, and then figure out like what do they have in common. My suggestion for that is like think about feelings and then turn them into actions. So like what was your feeling state, right? So for example, for me, let's talk about those plaid pants, right? When I wore them, I felt put together. When I wore them, I felt like I was like a real person who like could be somewhere. I could like leave my house and still look presentable. And when I wore them, I felt stylish because, plaid's on trend. There's like a menswear theme going on. The straight leg thing, like that's also a trend, but like a very like easy and wearable trend. So those were like 3 of my feelings about putting on those pants. I'd say easy too. Like they're just really easy. And because they're a pattern on the bottom, I could wear them with a solid top and like not have to worry about it. So when I translate that into action, what I want to look for next, if I was going to either shop or shop my own closet, is things that have some stretch or some movement. That's where some of the ease came in. Things that feel stylish to me that have a little bit of trend. That for me usually helps me to feel like I've gotten dressed a little bit. And so I might look for a little bit of trend in a piece. And then something about just feeling like polished and put together, even if I'm in comfortable clothes, is something that I want to make sure whatever I'm either buying or checking my own closet for is going to help me achieve that feeling state. So I'd say that's like a very practical way that you can start to kind of like look through what you have and really think about like what is that feeling state that you're trying to achieve? What did you wear already that helps you to get there? What do those items have in common? How can you get there again? So that is, I think, how any of us can start off 2020 on the right foot. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. If there are other things that you do, like other things that you do to help figure out like what you want to wear and what feels good. And then also like if you're stumped at all, if there's anything where you're just like, I don't know, like I don't know how to either like start this journey or figure out what looks good. I'm definitely here to help for those things as well. A couple of announcements. I am working diligently on a closet edit course. I'm super excited about this. I know a lot of you have been asking for something like this. So super excited about that. And so this will be something where, you guys are really going to be able to um, learn my method for editing a closet. That's obviously something, or not obviously, I shouldn't assume, but like it's something I'm telling you now, something that I have done professionally for over 10 years. And so there's like a tried and true method that I use to look at auditing a closet. The most important things to me when I'm working with someone else on this is like understanding like clothes can feel very vulnerable. There's a lot of like stories and emotion and attachment um, that can go with our clothing. And so when you go to audit, for some of us, it's not as simple as just like it doesn't fit anymore or I don't wear it. There's like all these other things we inject into those stories around like what stays and what goes. And so where I come in and really try and help my clients and people that I work with and my students in my courses is like, how do you make that more objective? Because if you can make it more objective, you're going to be more successful. And so I have this kind of tried and true method to be able to help people make these objective decisions and get through it in a way that it's not daunting. So there's a lot of like organization that I teach as well in the course around like how to organize the process so that like you're not just like left with like piles of clothing and you're sitting in them and crying at the end of the day, right? Like that would not be fun. So stay tuned for that. Um, I am working diligently on getting that all set up for y'all, and I can't wait for you to be able to check it out. So that is pretty much it from over here. I am so glad to be able to connect with you all. This is our last live of 2020, which is crazy. I do celebrate Christmas, so I will be taking next Friday off. But I will see you all in the new year, which is kind of crazy to say. It was like it was March, and then it was July, and then it was November, and now it's January. I'm like, sure. And thank you as always, you guys, for your support and for being here. Drop comments in if you're posting, if you're watching the replay. Let me know if you have any thoughts or any questions. And also, like, I'm really curious, like, what do you guys want to see next year? What kind of content would help you out? Where are you in your style journey? Where are you in learning about fit and really fits your body type? I'm a fit specialist, so those are the things I really geek out on being able to share with you. So please let me know what that looks like for you, what kind of content you want to see coming up, and how I can help. All right, y'all, that is a wrap for today. Enjoy your Fridays. Enjoy any holidays that you may be celebrating if you celebrate holidays this time of year. So happy to be in community with you all as usual, and I will catch you later. Bye.